Welcome back. Here we are, episode 1, part 2. Trying to break 90. Starting off in the 10th hole. Slice the tee off shot. And unfortunately, when we got down to the ball, we wouldn't be able to find it.
Don't mess right, and that's exactly what I've done.
I had to take a drop. About 150 yards left of the green here. Hit a 7-iron from the rough. Caught it a bit fat, but got a bit of a lucky bounce on the downslope just in front of the green, and it would make it up onto the green. Had this putt for par, which would miss, and would tap in for a bogey and move on to the par 3 11th. Par 3 11th, a short par 3 up the hill. One of my favourite holes in the golf course because of the contours of the green and stuff. I think it's a really fun hole to play, but not the way I played it here. It came up short and right of the green. And when it chipped onto the green, I've left myself a long enough putt. And unfortunately this would turn into a 3 putt. And not very good, to be fair. The Greenacres Golf Course is such an enjoyable place to play golf. Really nice holes, really well looked after, and for value for money I think it's hard to rival. Here we are on the 12th. Had a decent enough drive here, but it got held up in the wind. Unfortunately, even though I had a decent enough drive, I couldn't take advantage of it. Tried to play a cut round the corner here. Made an absolute hash of it. Just about beat the tree in front of me. Got to the next shot here, and it was a bit more of the same. Another bit of a hack.
That was easy but tough.
Hacked the ball sort of the whole way down the hole, eventually making it to the green. When I got to the green,
Just off the right.
unfortunately it would be another 3 putt, which became quite regular in this round. Really need to get the hang of my putting. And that would be another double bogey. On the 13th hole, we hit a slice that I don't even know what was going on there. The next shot that I followed it up with wasn't much better either. I tried chip this one up onto the green. Hit the chip shot decent, just a wee bit too much on it.
In that bunker. Let's see if we can do it.
Chip shot would end up going to the back of the green.
Get down. Yeah, I think that's definitely bouncing off the back.
And then hit a terrible chip shot onto the green. Chipping and putting is really hurting me. I need to get some practice in that. And that would leave us with a triple bogey on the par 3 13th. The 14th hole at Greenacres is a big dog leg to the right. For the brave people and the people that have the ability, you can cut the corner. For me here, I just tried to go for a layup. Caught it a bit fat, but got away with it. I then tried to just run this one into the green, landing it short from about 170 yards. Tried to hit a 6-iron in. Hit the ball decent enough, but just wasn't long enough, and it would come up just short of the green. At this point I was getting really frustrated because nothing was happening for me. And again, another 3-putt would come into play here and would finish off this hole with a double bogey. The 14th green at Greenacres for me is a prime example of how well the greens run here and how fast they can be, especially when we've been getting the weather we've been getting. The course is playing extremely fast, fairways and greens. On to the 15th hole, made a mess of the driver here, hit it into the trees on the left hand side, and got incredibly lucky to be able to have a shot from the next one that could easily have been lost or out of bounds. But we got our second shot here, and it was just about trying to not so much even get onto the green, but just get close enough to the green to give us a chance to save par. We came up just a bit short of the green, and we would chip onto the green here and try save par. Unfortunately though, we weren't able to sink the par putt, and we would walk off with a two putt bogey in this one.
Didn't hit it. Gotta hit the putts.
On to the 16th par 3. The iron shot was pulled to the left. Hit the ball well, just pulled it a bit. Would then leave me a chip shot to try get myself up and down to save par. Chip shot wasn't that bad, left me just on the fringe of the green with a relatively short enough putt. Problem was that I completely overcooked the putt, and as you'll see, it run way past the hole. And it would go on to be another 3-putt, which would then lead to a double bogey. I mean, look how far past the hole that putts went. It's abysmal, really, isn't it? If I could just sort my chipping and my putting, I think I could make up for the shortcomings elsewhere in the game. Especially with the putting. I used to really think putting was one of my strong parts, but I've about 3-putted so many greens recently. On to the 17th hole. The drive would come down the lake. We would drop out for a third here. Hit the ball decent enough, but pulled it and came up a bit left. Would then chip onto the green here. And the chip shot was a bit overcooked.
It's bad golf shots.
Very unlucky with the putt here. Just flirted with the rim of the hole, and we would tap in there for a double bogey.
That was a good putt.
On to the 18th hole, and this was probably the best drive of the day, about 230, which for me is a relatively long drive, unfortunately. Something again that I'm going to try work on as well, is to try add some more distance. Hit a decent enough layup here. I was trying to leave myself about 85-90 yards, which I managed to do, which I thought was a perfect yardage from a gap wedge. Unfortunately, whenever I hit my gap wedge, we sort of went a wee bit off the back of the green. Left me in a bit of disbelief. Chip shot back onto the green was overcooked by quite a bit, and it would run off the back of the green. And this left us with a putt from off the green to try save par. I was able to roll this one down the hill and into the hole to save par in the last hole. Unfortunately though, what that meant was that we didn't break 90, didn't even get close to it, didn't even break 100. Actually finished with 100 strokes exactly, as you can see from the scorecard there. But yeah, the break 90 challenge failed. But we'll be back to try again. Like and subscribe for episode 2.